The prison in the city of Guayaquil, Ecuador, is experiencing new riots. The events take place one day after the bombings of 3 cattle ranches in which 11 people were injured and several were arrested. According to the local media, the number of victims is 1 dead and 7 wounded, but the National Integral Service for People Deprived of Liberty has not yet presented an official report. Moreover, this Wednesday afternoon, police and military contingents, ambulances and forensic vehicles were seen entering the prison. The Literal Penitentiary is the largest in the Guayaquil prison complex, with 5 facilities and around 12,000 inmates. The space has been the scene of the worst massacres among inmates recorded in the wave of criminal violence in which Ecuador has found itself since the end of 2020. For more than 500 prisoners have been killed between 2021 and 2023, most of them in a series of massacres involving rival criminal gangs. The last of these episodes took place on November 12th, resulting in 17 dead and 15 wounded. Another similar massacre left 31 dead in 3 days in 2023 in the same prison. Welcome back from the south. In the Middle East, the director of the Nasser hospital, Latif Al-Houd, reported that Israeli forces again shelled the so-called safe zones of Al-Mawasi and Gaza Strip, killing at least 21 people and wounding dozens more. Palestinian and international organizations say that the majority of those killed and wounded are women and children. The Israeli aggression has also resulted in the forceful displacement of nearly 2 million people from all over the Gaza Strip, with the vast majority of the displaced forced into the densely crowded southern city of Rafah, near the border with Egypt, in what has become Palestine's largest mass exodus since 1948. In France, Prime Minister Michel Barnier will resign from his cabinet on Thursday following the motion of censure passed by the parliament. According to official sources, Barnier is expected to go to the Élysée Palace at 10 in the morning to present his resignation to President Emmanuel Macron. The request was approved on Wednesday due to the Prime Minister's promotion of the bill on the Social Security budget for 2025, avoiding the vote of deputies. Barnier's appointment as Prime Minister on September 5th sparked a series of civil protests after French President refused to appoint Lucie Castex, the candidate of the New Popular Front. Cuba's Minister of Energy and Mines, Vicente de la Olivia, announced on Thursday that the national power grid was re-established after overcoming the new disconnection that affected the country on Wednesday. The minister explained that all the units that were in the process of starting up have entered the grid except for Felton 1 and is expected to be synchronized in the next few hours. On the other hand, the Deputy Technical Director of the Antonio Guiterres power plant, Roman Perez, informed that the problem with the automatic control had already been solved. The authorities also explained that the causes of this new disconnection of the national power grid are being investigated. In Mexico, the relatives of the 43 disappeared students from Ayotzinapa met with President Claudia Sheinbaum at the National Palace on Wednesday. The parents of the students assured that the head of state offered to open a new path in the investigation of the case to clarify the events that took place in the 2014 in Iguala Guerrero. They also underscored that the Commission for Truth and Access to Justice for the case will continue, as will the dialogue with the president in February of 2025. The meeting was attended by the Secretary of the Government of Guerrero, Rosa Isela Rodriguez, the Secretary of Human Rights, Arturo Medina, and the Special Prosecutor for this case, Rosendo Gomez Piedra. And the heads of state of Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, and Bolivia will participate in the 65th summit of the Southern Common Market, the Mercosur, together with associated states on Friday in the Uruguayan capital. The conclave will be held at Mercosur's permanent headquarters, and it will be the first time that Javier Milei, Luis Ignacio Lula da Silva, Santiago Peña, and Luis Lacalle Pou will participate together in a summit of presidents of Mercosur, as the Argentine far-right president did not attend the last one. On the agenda of the meeting is the discussion on the European Union-Mercosur agreement, which is considered one of the central issues. And the Literal Penitentiary, the largest and most